Welcome to the Linking Slinkies Podcast, hosted by me, Howie.
And me, Al.
Just a couple of guys thought they were pretty funny in high school. Needed an excuse to catch up now that we're old dads with busy schedules.
We catch up every week to discuss the good old days, as well as what's going on nowadays in our lives. So if you're into intros, then this is the intro for you.
Subscribe for new episodes every Monday, 8 a.m. And remember, never try to fix your mate Slinky.
You're a bit tired today, mate.
No, I tried to memorize it because I didn't want to scroll up the screen.
Yeah.
And I got right to the end. And I'm like, is it subscribe now? Or do we say that at the end? I don't know.
Oh, well.
You'd think after how many, what are we up to? 13?
14.
14 episodes? You think after 14 episodes I'll be able to memorize that thing?
Not yet, mate. We'll get there one day.
Good question. Completely unrelated. Does that lighting look better? That lighting or that lighting?
Oh, that one makes you look more tanned. Are you still doing your tan?
I'm gonna do a tan tonight.
Tan
actually.
tonight. You can tan your head.
Yeah. Otherwise, I look like Top Deck chocolate.
So you tan all your head?
Yeah, no, just right down the center, so I look like a butt crack.
Yeah, but your beard, like if you shaved your beard tomorrow, you would be like tanned.
Yeah, I don't do the beard. No, just the head, the nose, and like whatever skin I can. So you're meant to. I think you're meant to do it with like whatever's left over. So you don't put like a special amount on it. Like your hands, feet, knees, and face. I've been told is whatever's left over. Okay. Whereas like your back and chest and arms and legs, they get all of it. But it looks funny if you don't do your knees properly.
What about your ears?
Yeah, I think just whatever's left over, you just give yourself a good rub down.
Did you tan your ears?
Not on purpose, but I think I did.
What if you run out of the tan cream like halfway?
You buy more tan cream.
Would you walk to the shop half orange?
Excuse me.
I know what you need. Don't say anything. Just a half orange. I'm sure that's happened. I wonder if that happens with chicks and their hair. They're dyeing their hair and they like don't have enough dyed hair dye. So they get to the shop and they're like, "Don't worry, love, I got you." And they just get them a packet of hair dye with their half hair dyed.
Yeah, I feel like if this happens, you kind of deserve it. Like if the one thing you're trying to do is tan and you don't have enough tanning after starting, that's kind of on you.
Would you ever dye your beard?
I'd have more chance dyeing it than shaving it, I think.
Really?
Like
so that's
someone said,
going to have a beard forever now.
As long as I want to, yeah. If they said, "Hey, do you want to shave your beard for a charity or something?" I'd be like, "No, I'd rather just give money to the charity." But if they said like dye your beard, I'd probably think about it. I've had glitter in it before.
I just sent that going bald starter pack meme to my cousin as well. And he said, "Oh, you should grow a beard." And I was like, "Oh, I'm cursed. I can't grow a beard no matter how much I try." But I sent him, it ended up looking like the guy from Jackass, how they glued the pubes to his face. That's what I would look like. I just can't grow a beard.
It gets really thick on your neck and then stops.
Neck beard. Can grow a neck beard.
It's more of a throat beard, isn't it?
Get a fedora. Neck beard. I wish I could grow a beard.
But do they have toupees for your face?
Toupees for your face? I don't know. Oh, that's a good question. Probably. Yeah. Surely they would have to. Besides, they would. I don't know if they have legit ones. They have costume ones. Dress up party ones. I'm sure they'd have to have a legit one somewhere. Yeah,
it's probably called fake beard or something.
Fake beard.
Like just an elastic band. It's just an elastic band that goes around the back. I wonder where this hair comes from.
Yeah.
Just some dead, hairy Lebanese guy they just shaved his beard for.
His shoulders.
Yeah. Do they have like organ donors but for beards?
I don't know. They must. But maybe. I don't know.
Where does hair come from? Oh, no, they do. I think they do actually. Some people, they shave their hair and that's what they use for like hair extensions and stuff like that. Oh, I don't know.
I wonder if they buy it now. Yeah. Your tanned ass. Sorry, your non-tanned ass.
Non-tanned ass. No. You tan your bottom just in case you get dacked in public.
Dacked in public? When the last time you got dacked?
Mate,
4?
bloody streets are rough here. It's not Brisbane, all right? You could be on your way to Kmart and
dacked.
See your pants.
Mate.
Mate, how was your week?
Yeah, it was good. Didn't do much really. Just trying to clean up, as you know. Oh yes, I'm calming down this episode. So re-listening to last episode, I went a bit off there. Had a bit of a rough week. So
yeah,
namaste.
Alex had some feelings.
Blue ocean. If you want to visit the Eiffel Tower, that's fine. That's up to you. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm calm this episode. I'm not going to complain about anything. You watch.
Yeah.
If I complain, I'll give you $1.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. It's basically other people are allowed to have fun and Alex will not get upset about it. And I'm going to sniff into the microphone the entire episode and you can't complain.
I would. Yes, I can.
You'll complain when you're editing.
Yeah, that's right. So you're already doing it.
I'm thinking about it now.
It's like when someone says, "Oh, they got nits," and your hair gets itchy. When they're talking about nits in your hair, oh, geez, you got nits. It makes you want to scratch your hair. And I'm saying, don't sniff, Howie. Don't do that into the microphone. It makes you want to do it more.
Yeah. What's the other yawning? You see someone yawn and yawn. Yeah. If me, I sniff, you sniff. Here a sniff, there a sniff, and then we just keep sniffing.
Everywhere, sniff. How was your week, mate?
Been a rough start, mate. I've thrown the back out again, which was really big pain in the ass to the week because it's meant to be a busy week. So
pain in the back.
Big pain in the back. Yeah, untanned back. So people keep asking me how I did it, and I just said I turned 29. It's just it was just moving shelves in the garage this time, so it wasn't anything sinister. But I haven't been a bit crook the last couple of weeks. I haven't moved too much or done a lot. So, and then all of a sudden doing stuff. I think, and a lot of sitting down. Yeah, I just think made it not very happy.
Yeah, my mate wants me to play footy, like full contact NRL football, and I'm like, mate, I sleep wrong and I'm sore for half the day. Just can't do it. Too old. You move a shelf and slip a disc.
Yeah. Mate, I'll run the water bottles out to you and I'll be off for a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, it's always people would always say, oh yeah, once you get to 30, it's just just always sore. And I'm like, why? Just look after yourself. And I look after myself a fair bit and no, still feel like death.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. So what did you actually do to your back? Do you know? Or it's just sore?
From I had a really bad injury years ago and like a disc herniation, and now it's sort of just pokes through. It's where so like a disc bulge and a disc herniation, basically a herniation is just a lot bigger, and it's where the fluid inside the disc in your spine pokes out and hits the nerve, and that nerve is responsible for your legs, your glutes, your back, all that kind of thing. So it just sort of sends electric shocks down, and sitting's very difficult, walking's very difficult, all that kind of thing. And there's nothing you can do until the inflammation goes down.
Yeah, it sounds like you need your back for a lot of things.
You do need your back for a lot of, and it's amazing how much shit you drop when you have a sore back.
Yeah,
you don't drop it any other time. Sore back, drop.
Yeah.
So, but I called my mate Fred. So Fred is he's a manual therapist in town. He's great Persian bloke, and he got me to come to his house at about 9:30 at night, and stab me with a heap of needles and some cupping as well. 9 o'clock at night. And stabbed me with a heap of needles and some cupping and some electric therapy and all kind of stuff. And I felt pretty shit after it, but woke up the next morning, probably the best I've felt ever after having a back injury. Normally it's like a week before I can walk.
Yeah.
This one was straight after that, the next morning I could walk.
So was it acupuncture?
No, it's called dry needling. So they like needles into the muscle, waits for it to spaz and relax, and then they pull the needle out.
Jesus, that sounds painful.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad at first. There was a few that I had the shits about, but yeah, it wasn't too bad.
So you went to a guy's house alone late at night for some dry needling and cupping.
Yeah, just a heap of pins in my backside.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it worked.
And it worked. Don't knock it till you try it.
I'm not knocking it, mate. Does that cupping actually work though?
Yeah, the cupping is really good.
And is that where they get a glass like little cup thing and they heat it up and they like hicking? It looks like you got hickeys all over you.
Yeah. So, like how we recover is blood flow. So blood flow has like proteins and stuff in it to help us recover and things like that. So the cupping brings extra blood to the painful area and helps repair it quicker. So instead of just letting it naturally flow through, it might take a bit longer. The cupping just speeds up that process.
Could have just got Beck to give you a few hickeys, mate.
Nah, I'm good.
That's quick.
I'd rather go to Fred.
Yeah, Fred. Fred's got the best hickeys, mate. Damn. So are you working out then? Or you can't work out?
No, not true. Oh, look, my rehab is basically a session. Like I'm ruined after the rehab.
Yeah.
It's like half hour of butt work and core stuff. And then, after that, I'm pretty toast. So I'm going to do that morning and night for now.
I actually haven't been to the gym in a while. I'm feeling a bit lazy, but I got to get back to the gym.
That's why you're in such a bad mood.
Probably. The best thing, I think, for guys especially, is just working out, especially with weights. I've never met a guy that's got into weights and gone, oh, I feel like shit after this. Every guy you meet that's got into weights, even if it's not serious, like just a couple of days a week, lifting a couple of weights, there's just something that just pumps your test around your body and just, I don't know, it makes you feel better.
That's exactly right.
Weight therapy. And I'm sure it's a bit good for females as well, but it's just something about, it's almost like exercise is good for you or something.
Mate, it is. There's a lot of chemicals that are going off to, help you relax, help you feel good. A lot of those happy emotions and stuff like that, but also just boosting like your, testosterone and estrogen and stuff like that make you, feel really good. So,
yeah. Maybe I should go to the gym after this.
Maybe you should. I think so.
Getting a bit lazy, to be honest.
Yeah. Maybe go to the Eiffel Tower, mate. See if it's
lift up the Eiffel Tower, mate.
Lift up the Eiffel Tower. Your kids say anything funny this week?
Yeah, they did actually, mate. Thanks for asking.
Every week.
On this week's episode of Funny Shit My Kids Say. Kids say the darndest things. So
we need a button that's like...
yeah, we need the soundboard. Like old radio shows. You're listening to Hits 108 with Howie and Al. Anyway, so we're driving in the car again, and Lainey goes, she goes, how did she start? She goes, is Prince Philip the Queen or Santa the oldest? And I go, I'm not sure. I think I don't think anybody knows how old Santa is, but I think he's the oldest. She goes, if Santa's the oldest, why isn't he the king? And I was like,
that's a great point.
Good point. Come on. Yeah. I'll get Liz. Bring. Hey, Liz. You're off. You're out. Santa's in.
Santa's in. Hey, Santa's busy. Santa can't, pretend to run a country and be Santa Claus as well.
They're so obsessed with Santa at the moment. I don't know. Well, I guess Christmas isn't that far away, but you forget how cool Santa is as a kid. And it's so awesome to see your kids in love with Santa and talk about Santa and think about Santa and all those questions about Santa all over again. Because you just, as you get older, Santa stops coming to you and you forget about him, and then you have kids, and that's the best part about Christmas is Santa, kids.
Yeah.
So when you get to see that from a different perspective, that's the meaning of Christmas. Screw you, Jesus. It's about Santa, right?
Absolutely. But they're like probably in Christmas mode because it takes you guys 4 months to take your Christmas tree down, 6 months to put it up. There's like 2 months of the year where there's no tree up.
Around Christmas time, I'll post a picture of our Christmas tree on the Linking Slinkies, and everyone can see our Christmas tree. Yeah. But someone in our house is a little bit obsessed with Christmas decorations and Christmas trees. Yeah. It honestly takes us a full week to put it up.
Yeah.
A full week.
That's amazing. And then you just leave it up, because then you got to have, isn't there like the Russian Christmas, which is later on, so you leave it up for that.
It's after
and then
New
you
Year's.
just get lazy and don't, because it's such an effort. Like,
yeah, Dad Moroz,
like a massive tree.
Dad Moroz is the Russian Santa. Dad Moroz, so he comes after New Year's. I forget what date, January something. And then we're like, we'll just leave it up another week, whatever. And then
is that weird though? Like in malls in Russia, they're just going, "Daddy," like his
Dad.
Oh, Dad. All right. Okay.
Like, Dad. Yeah, Dad is, so, Baba means grandma and Dad is grandpa. I'm not sure what Moroz means. Santa? Grandpa Santa?
Grandpa
Dad
Santa.
Moroz.
Yeah, okay. Why don't they have it at the same time? Do they get two?
So, I'm not an expert on this, and I'm sure you could just Google this in 2 seconds, but basically there's a Russian calendar, which is different. Like, you know how the Jewish calendar was different, so some dates are different. So Russians had the Gregorian calendar or something like that. So the dates don't line up because it's if you look into anything, it's, no dates match up in history, they're just guessing. It was 2,000 years ago. How do they know what day Jesus was born? That'll do.
It's great though. There's all these religions. Religions, and they just disagree.
Yeah.
And each of them just go, "No, I want Christmas."
Yeah. It's on this date.
Everyone's like, "All right." There's a fuck. I want Christmas. Yeah. So everyone's just agreed on Christmas, and then they just have their own stuff branched off. Like that. Yeah, there's a few that don't celebrate Christmas, but majority are like, "Fuck yeah, I want Christmas." Yeah, we can't even that day.
We can't even get daylight savings right. Queensland and New South Wales. We're like, what time is this? 11. All right, I'll meet you at 11. And it's like, no, 12. What? 11. We can't even get daylight savings right. And 2,000 years ago, we were supposed to guess what day Jesus came out of the cave.
Yeah.
Righto.
Yeah, the guy that just came back to life.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. I reckon everyone went, that's crock of shit, but we'll have a celebration around the same time as well. No. But we're still going to have Christmas because that sounds fun.
Yeah, I do love Christmas. But when you're a kid, Christmas is just a whole nother ball game. I remember the first sort of Christmases where you sort of turn from a kid to an adult and you're like, oh, this is it now. Christmas isn't about, presents. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, the mystery behind it. Like I'd go to bed and there's no bike, and then I wake up and there's a bike put together in the lounge room. If parents are tired and shitty the next day, and you don't think anything of it. You're just like, no, I don't know what their problem is. It's fucking Christmas.
You know what was crazy though? I remember you would always leave out cookies, and instead of milk, your Santa liked beers. For some reason, Santa visiting me didn't like beers. My dad doesn't like beer, and your dad does like beer. How does that make sense?
He was just sick of beer. Like I live, more south than you. So by the time he finished the beers, he just wanted some milk or something.
That's so crazy that you left beers out for Santa. Imagine if everyone did and Santa's just smashed. Flies down your chimney. Oh, Billy, a bike.
It sounds like a Rick and Morty episode to me.
Yeah.
By the time he gets to America, he's just fisted and can't even get down the chimney.
Drunk Santa. That's insane. Imagine drinking like 3,000 beers and then 60,000 milks. Nothing like beer and milk. Instead of a White Russian, it's just a Santa. We could call that a Santa. You know, a White Russian is vodka and milk.
Yeah.
A beer and milk can be a Santa, I don't know, Santa beer.
Sounds like it's like a shandy, but a dairy shandy.
A dairy shandy.
Dairy shandy.
Oh, that just makes my gut hurt thinking about that.
But all the cookies and stuff, and like even for the reindeers, like the carrots and things that. Like, but yeah, I don't know. Like even like to the point where I'd found out. Obviously, my brother knew. Maybe I don't know, but he's like 18 and I'm 10, and we're still doing the Christmas thing.
Yeah.
Like we're still sneaking in at 4 a.m. to see, what was there before mum and dad wake up.
Yeah.
And then we're watching TV until mum and dad wake up or mum gets home from work and stuff. And when I found out, we're like, oh, we might still do that.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was fun. It just reminded me of vodka cruiser mud shakes. Did you ever have those?
Yeah.
So it's like milk and vodka or like Baileys. Have you ever had Baileys? And Baileys and milk is nice for like one. Could you imagine getting drunk off a bottle of Baileys and a 2-liter carton of milk? That would be just
unbelievable.
And some
I could not think of anything. I could not think of anything worse. Like, how was that invented? Did they just run out of stuff and they're like, I got vodka and milk?
I'd rather drink vodka and water.
Yeah.
Vodka and milk. I wonder if people actually drink that. Write us in if you like drinking a bottle of Baileys. And can stomach that.
Yeah. No, I'll be interested. I'll take my hat off to you.
Now, Howie, too many happy things going on. I'm not complaining. Namaste, this episode. But we received a complaint.
We received a complaint.
A complaint via email by our...
Me, you, or us?
Well, let me just read it out. Now, it didn't come into our HR department, so I set up a HR email address that you can address further complaints to, and that's hr@linkingslinkies.co. So if you have complaints, please email that. But this came into our main one, linkingslinkies@gmail.com. So I'm going to read it out for you. Hello, boys. Bit shittin' here again. I'm loving the podcast and have been fondly reminiscing about our school days. However, in the spirit of constructive criticism, I would like to submit the following complaint, all caps. Oh, the subject line is a complaint. Yes, that's right, a complaint. I am, by trade, an ecologist and botanist, an all-round lover of the natural world, which you have repeatedly disrespected and misrepresented on your family program. I would like to address the following mistruths that you recently broadcast. Number 1, you noted that echidnas, hedgehogs, and porcupines are all the same animal. This is obviously not true.
Did we say we weren't confident?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. We're like, here are the following facts. Anyway, and I will teach you about their subtle differences to tell them apart. Echidnas can see through space, but not time, whereas hedgehogs can only see through time, but not space. All porcupines are racist. Now, this is fact, people, because this is coming from a botanist. Bit shittin' used to work up at council selling plants up the botanical gardens. He knows what he's talking about. Out the back, on the sly. Number 2, you claimed that all trees are the same species. I don't really remember this, but I think you were talking something about trees. And we're like, I can't tell the difference in trees. Eucalyptus, other ones. While this is in fact true, you neglected to say why. All trees are the same, but they look different depending on what mood they're in. Palm trees are sleepy. Gum trees are sexually frustrated. just like bitch. And Christmas trees have murderous intentions. There you go, people. And number 3.
You have the biggest murder tree ever then.
Yeah. Number 3. You questioned why mice are used as surrogates for humans in scientific testing. I remember that. This is because all mice are actually human fetuses, which escaped their mother after 3 months and fled into the wild, mainly for tax evasion purposes. Hopefully you have learned something and have a deeper appreciation for nature. Your concerned friend, bitch shitting.
Yeah. I'm glad we needed some answers to that. And I'm glad we got them.
Mate, we're number 13 on comedy podcasts. We should be number at least 3 for educational and botanist podcasts because that's just straight up facts.
Facts.
Love it.
I was shocked about the echidnas though. Like they don't seem racist, but
no, the porcupines are racist.
Porcupines are racist. Okay.
Don't be spreading rumors, man. Don't spread rumors.
Purple monkey dishwasher.
Thanks, bitch shitting. But further, if anybody would like to address their complaints, please email hr@linkingslinkies.co. And we've actually hired our head of HR department, Karen Karan. She will take care of all future complaints for our HR department.
Very good. And you see that we take criticism very well. Like, bitch called us out on some some stuff. And I'd just like to be the first to apologize to bitch for upsetting him and, not getting the information right.
Also,
but we're learning, we're winning and learning.
A long-time listener, good friend of the show, Liz, sent me a meme it was just a graphics from Simpsons where it was something along the lines of when you're listening to your favorite podcast and they don't know something and I think I sent it to you as well, and they're trying to think of the answer, but you know it. Yeah. It's so frustrating when you're listening to a podcast and they're like, oh, what was that name of that guy from that movie? And you're like, Brad Pitt. And they're like, oh, he was in Fight Club. It's Brad Pitt. And then you're like, oh, Bradley someone? And you're like, it's fucking Brad Pitt. That must be so frustrating. What is an echidna, Howie? I don't know. Are they racist? Nah, I think that's porcupines.
Mate, now that we're a big deal, the pressure's like before it was just us. To video calling and we're like, I don't reckon anyone will listen. But we knew your mum would, but that was about it. And then we got to this stage where there's actually people listening, and now we're expected to know shit.
Yeah, well, if you're coming here for facts, then go somewhere else. But sometimes I think about how dumb I really am and how little I actually know. Like I know a bit about computers and energy drinks, and that's about it, and a bit about music.
What's brilliant though is people learn off computers. So you actually knowing how to use computers should mean that you are a step ahead of those people.
Yeah. You just got to stay one step ahead. Back in the day,
learn how to use the computer first. You already know, man.
Well, back in the day, people didn't really know a lot about computers, but now everyone knows about computers, so it's different. But I used to feel special because I'll be, you got to click here. But most people know how to use them now, or they know how to use Google. So people just Google their own problems. So I'm just slowly becoming redundant. I'm like becoming a self-serve checkout at Coles. I'm no longer needed, being replaced by just Google.
Yeah, but soon you'll have to fix Google though. You might not be you might not be helping people.
Did you see? It's
It's like a broom, right? A broom used to do the sweeping and stuff like that, and then they made a vacuum, and the broom's just like, oh. I don't need you. And the person's like, oh, I don't really need that. And then the vacuum breaks, like someone's going to fix that vacuum. Boom, job opportunity.
Vacuum
cleaner. Vacuum cleaner cleaners.
Vacuum cleaner, yeah. Did you see Facebook and Instagram went down?
Yeah, it was a bit of a confusing morning.
Yeah, it's very coincidental that it was like right on the day there was a Facebook whistleblower. But anyway, I was looking pretty deep on Reddit, and I think they had a routing issue. Like there was a problem with their DNS and stuff, which just basically means either it was intentional but I'm pretty sure it was accidental. Somebody fucked up some configuration. So they were trying to do some stuff, but they got locked out, which means they needed physical access to their data center. So basically, you can do changes to stuff remotely, but if you stuff something up so badly, you need physical access to a data center. So someone, probably had to get on an airplane and fly there. But could you imagine being that employee that takes down Facebook accidentally?
And WhatsApp.
And thousands of other websites that require you to log into Facebook, like that use it as a third party. They reckon the revenue is millions of dollars an hour. Yeah. Can you just imagine? I'm just going to chuck this update in, guys. Ready? Run. Shit. You'd be like, bye, I'm fired.
So people now have door systems where they use Facebook to authenticate to get into a building. So these people were like 2 hours late to work because they just couldn't get inside. Why did no one have a key? Like we have a reader at the gym, but we have two people have a main key.
Yeah.
But I was confused. I woke up and I'm like, there's I don't mean to sound important, but I'm pretty bloody important. And there's just no Facebook or Instagram. And I'm like, that's real. That's pretty weird. And then then I actually had text messages.
Yeah.
I don't get text messages anymore.
Yeah, who's texting?
So I'm like, something's not right here. And then that fixed it. But it was stressful because there was stuff I needed to do. Yeah. My business runs off it as well.
So many businesses run just off Facebook. A lot of businesses don't even have a website. They'll just have a Facebook page, especially a restaurant or a cafe. They don't need a website, but they just run a Facebook page and they'll receive messages all the time. But WhatsApp is huge in Europe and South America. So, and India, WhatsApp going down is, huge.
Yeah. So WhatsApp's just basically that you can message and it's encrypted or something like that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be encrypted, end-to-end encrypted, so it's not read, but I don't trust any shit like that.
Yeah. So it's basically just Messenger. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. But people just use it instead of Messenger. I never use WhatsApp. It's not big here, but over in Europe and India, it's a very
100% it's being looked at. 100%.
Yeah. And you couldn't even message tech support because in India it was all down.
Shit. Oh, there goes our 1% listeners in India.
Damn it.
I think we keep on the education road this week.
Righto.
Mate, I read a really interesting article during the week.
Okay.
Yeah. And a few people have done reviews on this already, and I haven't listened to them. So I apologize if we copy any jokes.
Yeah.
But I read this and I just had to talk about it.
Do it. Let's do it. What is it?
So the article, look, it's about a 5-minute read, but I don't really think you need to read any more than the title.
Okay. Read it to me.
A rare medical complication from a catheter might have made this man ejaculate through his anus for 2 years.
No. Wait. Can you read that again?
A rare complication from a catheter might have made this man ejaculate through his anus for 2 years.
Wow. Okay, so they've put a catheter in and it's pushed. So was he peeing out his ass as well?
I don't know. I'll have to read on.
Or does your cum tube, they move? Is the cum tube and the pee tube the same? I assume it's the same, right?
Different tubes.
Different tubes. So they've pushed the cum tube to his anus and he's coming out his asshole. So he was jacking off and then being like, and then just shit's cum.
Man's spent 2 years.
That's normal.
Nutting out his butthole before seeking help. Now, there's so many jokes here. We could have this going for 2 hours. But the best one is he waited 2 years. Like day 400, and he's just like, nothing. Did he go to the doctor? It doesn't say if he actually went to the doctor. Oh, no, went in for a CT scan of his pelvis.
Yeah.
Doctors saw that he had a rectal prostate fistula, a rare condition where the body develops a hole that connects the rectum with the lower urinary tract and creates all kinds of problems.
Imagine if he was trying to get his wife pregnant at the time
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, sorry, babe. I'm just gonna have to rub my anus in your vagina real quick."
Yeah. Are you ready? And then he bends over.
Lifts his leg up. Quick,
jump.
I wonder if it's happened before, because it says a rare. You know these rare conditions. Oh, it's very rare. It's only 1 in 2,000 people, or something. You know, when people say it's very rare, 1 in 10,000. That's not that much. There's millions of people in Australia. This must have happened to someone else.
They know how to fix it. Like that's brilliant. Like from a surgeon's point of view, like isn't this a dream issue? But like he had to go to hospital, right?
Yeah.
So he's there and he's just like, hey, like imagine you go to emergency like for your kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you just like, hey, I got this thing, right? And then the triage nurse is like, what?
What? Sorry?
I got this thing. And explains it. And she goes, one more time? And just calls everyone
it's coming
over.
out where? Yo, Janice, get over here. That's insane. But if he was jerking off, he would have had to jerk off like on the toilet, right?
I don't know. If he has a mop, he could go wherever he wants to, I guess.
I guess a bit. But yeah, imagine. Yeah. Oh my God. Imagine. It might have been better if he was gay, right? Because then he would have been into anal sex and pre-cum and that pre-lubed.
This is brilliant. This is an amazing article, but 2 years, like
2 years is a bit long. I get if you're a bit embarrassed and you're like, oh, geez, I don't want to tell anyone. 2 years. Far out. Imagine just having a wet dream and waking up with wet bum.
Wet bum. Okay, so the wet bum.
That's crazy. Read me a bit more of the article. Read me some more details.
In a study titled A Curious Case of Rectal Ejaculation, published last month in the Curious Journal of Medical Science.
Wait, in the what journal? The Curious Journal?
Curious Journal of Medical Science. I think it's a person's name. I don't...
Oh.
Yeah. A team from the University of Texas Medical Branch at Galveston describe a patient who sought out treatment after 5 days of pain in his balls and 2 years of a substantial amount of semen shooting out his rectum.
Substantial.
He didn't go there. He didn't go there for it coming out. He went there because his testicles now hurt. And he's like, oh, that's probably enough. Something wrong. Now there's something wrong.
But maybe it felt better. There's got to be a reason why he didn't go. Yeah. Maybe he was just having like awesome orgasms and he was like, I kind of like this. He must. I don't know.
Don't tell anyone. That's brilliant. Like there's just nothing. Like the whole article is just full of gold. Although it's super rare complication to catheters, the researchers wrote that their case not only highlights a rare complication of catheter use, but also emphasizes the importance of provider mindfulness when utilizing the seemingly benign therapies like catheters. It is also probably a good idea to see your doctor immediately if you start coming out your asshole.
No, it did not say that.
Yes. Like this article's of it, like it's written by
it's like Daily Mail or something.
Vice, I think.
Vice,
yeah. But that's just.
It's probably a good idea if you're coming out. So if you're listening to this and you are coming out your bum hole, please just go see a doctor. Don't leave it 2 years. But so he wasn't peeing out his asshole.
It didn't say. They said that. It said that and something else. Yeah, that or vice versa. They covered.
So he was peeing and coming out his asshole.
Yeah. Or also going number twos out his penis.
Oh no!
Instead, it could. Yeah, like.
What?
Develops a hole that connects the rectum with the lower urinary tract and creates all kinds of problems, like going number twos in one's piss and vice versa.
Uh, Imagine you're going to use the urinal and you just start shitting out your dick. And you're like, yeah, it's all right. I might leave that another year or two.
It's fine. It should heal. Typical bloke, though.
That's such a bloke thing.
I'll just take Panadol. It'll be right.
Yeah, take some Panadol. She'll be right, mate.
She'll be right. Or the what is it? The chemist brand one that you like?
Paracetamol.
Yeah. Just takes that.
I wish I was there. I didn't even know you could. I wish he had. He's sure. I bet she's taken a video of that. There's got to be a video of that.
He Snapchat
that. Snapped it. Snap friends with him.
G'day, boys. Check this out.
Yeah, boys.
That's
insane.
Yeah. No. So that's the learning.
Educational podcast.
Yeah.
Porcupines are racist, and you can actually shit out your dick hole too. So there you
go. Oh my god. Yeah.
All right, let's clean this podcast up a bit, mate. All right.
Yeah.
So for this week's episode, anyway, segue. This week's episode, we're going to try comparing. So I briefly touched on before that how we are a bit of yin and yang. We're so similar yet opposite. So I thought it'd be interesting to see our YouTube recommends page. So just the front page of YouTube and just see the differences, because I'm addicted to YouTube. I watch YouTube more than Netflix, more than TV, and I have for the past 15 years. I remember back in the day, YouTube used to count how many videos you watched, and I had a competition with my mate Adam to see who could watch more YouTube videos. And then when they took that feature out, I was so upset. But anyway, so I'm going to try and share my screen here. So if you're just listening on the podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or Pocket Casts or wherever you get your podcast from, then I'm going to describe it well for you. But if you'd like to jump on YouTube, I'm going to try and share my screen, and you can actually see my YouTube page. So I feel like we're on a work meeting. Can you see my screen?
No, not yet.
You can't?
No, we got it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I just refreshed Google there, YouTube, and I just thought I would go through and look at my YouTube recommends. So basically, a lot of my YouTube is podcasts because I love podcasts. I listen to podcasts all the time, but I also watch them on YouTube. For instance, Your Mum's House. Have you heard of Your Mum's House?
No.
So Tom Segura. Yeah, he's a stand-up comedian. His wife is a stand-up comedian with Christina P. They have a podcast called Your Mum's House, which is probably one of the best podcasts of all time. They watch.
Sorry, excuse me?
I said one of. They're not.
Yeah, okay.
I would say top 14, maybe. And they watch TikToks on there. They do a bit more of reacting sort of videos and stuff. So it's a bit better to watch their podcast on YouTube. So that's why I watch theirs on YouTube rather than do it. The next one there, Bo Miles. Have you seen this guy?
No.
So Bo Miles, he reminds me of Mitchell. Bitch shitting. He reminds me exactly of him. Looks like him. He loves nature. He's always gone on crazy adventures. He's really good. He's got this video where he eats nothing but baked beans for like 2 months and then runs an ultra marathon.
Yeah, wow.
And he didn't do it for the sense of like Super Size Me, the guy that ate McDonald's forever. He did it more just because it was from this book, and he just did it for an adventure. So check out Bo Miles. He's really good, really good. I want to watch that video. Signing 1,812 books after sleeping in a ditch. He's got these cool videos where he walks to work, but he lives an hour drive away, so he just walks along the highway. He's a great storyteller. He's really good. So check out Bo Miles. My next video, Metallica. Yay.
Of course.
Of course it's a Metallica. Normally half my YouTube is music. I listen to a lot of music and just watch a lot of music. So of course it makes sense that there's a Metallica video there. Tip for, not a tip, I guess you'd call it. Fun fact for everyone listening. I only have 2 tattoos and one of them is a Metallica tattoo. So there you go.
The other one's a Jewish star.
It's a SWAT sticker. I'm halfway through this video. So this guy's, the video is called I Beat All 40 Call of Duty Campaigns on Veteran. It's this guy, the YouTube channel's called Recollect. I watched his previous video called I Listened to All 400. Do you know who Buckethead is?
No.
Buckethead, he's a really good guitarist and he has, I think, 400 albums, maybe. Yeah. And this guy listened to them all. But he's so... What I really like about YouTube creators is when they're passionate about it and they like what they're talking about, and you can hear that. Similar with that Bo Miles guy. This guy, he's so detailed and you can hear that he's so well at telling a story and good. So go watch his video. It's awesome. So I'm halfway through him beating all 40. I don't even really care about Call of Duty, but it's just the amazing detail it goes into. That video goes for 3 hours. Next, one of my probably top 15 podcasts. I don't know about that with Jim Jeffries. I love Jim Jeffries. He's one of the best Australian comedians ever. And he has a podcast called I Don't Know About That. I love their podcast idea because basically they just have him answer questions about a topic. So for instance, on this one, it's history of television. So they say, when was the TV first invented? And he tries to guess and stuff. He actually knows a fair bit. They always rip on him. I listened to this episode on my way to work instead of watching it. They always rip on him for not knowing much. I know nothing compared to what he knows about some of these subjects. Even if he doesn't know it, he's sort of in the ballpark.
Yeah.
And great podcast, great listen.
Yeah, I think it's quite intelligent, but I really love their... his last podcast where it was of the Late Show. So they'd do the Late Show and then they would like come straight out and they would get food and get drunk and they would have a podcast and talk about the episode. I really love that.
They don't do that anymore. Well, because it doesn't have a show anymore. But listen to that. I don't know about that with Jim Jeffries. That's a fantastic podcast. I'm not going to go all the way down, but next on my list, this guy, Dean Lamb. So he's a guitarist for Archspire, which is an extreme technical death metal band. I love this guy. He's so good at playing guitar. He's one of the best guitarists going at the moment. He's always putting out content. Archspire is an awesome band, and I listen to a lot of guitarists on YouTube. If you like extremely hard, fast, technical death metal, then listen to Archspire. Next video by Tom Scott. Have you ever heard of this guy?
No.
Tom Scott. So he does cool videos. He's sort of a real technical geek sort of guy, but he does amazing videos all over the shop, from explaining how a loading bar works to I took the shortest commercial flight ever. He's really interesting. Once again, another YouTube creator that just makes really good videos that he's passionate about. I like people that can talk well, that don't just say, I like Call of Duty. It is a good game and I played it. When people can talk well, a lot about a subject and it's not boring, he's really good. Tom Scott. I'll just do one more line, because this is so interesting to people listening. Me going through my YouTube videos. Maybe this is a bad idea. Anyway. Duncan Trussell. Do you know who Duncan Trussell is? Do you know Duncan Trussell?
Sorry, no.
You muted yourself, mate. Do you know Duncan Trussell?
No.
Not even you fucking listening.
No, I had to quickly send an email and I'm like, the typing will sound bad, so I muted
it. Anyway, Duncan Trussell, so he is a stand-up comedian, but he's more, let's say, weird, and he's into psychedelics. He's fantastic. I love Duncan Trussell. So that I haven't watched yet, but I'm going to watch. Duncan Trussell explains ghosts and time. So I'm really interested in that. Next video, the Howard Stern show. Have you ever listened to Howard Stern?
Again, no. See, this is proving how different we are.
I know.
It gets to my turn, you're going to have no idea.
I can't wait to see yours. But basically, Howard Stern, it's weird because he's probably the biggest, I guess he's digital radio star in America. But he was in New York, but he was never international because he was on this thing called Sirius XM or something. I never found out about him until I heard other people talk about him. But basically, Howard Stern, he would get big celebrities on, and then he would just be like, "Oh yeah, how big's your penis?" to Brad Pitt. It was just cool. He was doing long form interviews back in the day before podcasting.
Yeah.
And that one's about Dave Grohl. Love Dave Grohl. Mark Normand. Do you know who Mark Normand is?
I'm going to save some time. I don't know who the next two guys are.
Okay. Anyway, he's a really funny stand-up comedian. He's got a really unique sort of cadence of him. So Mark Normand, I love him. He's really funny. He did a lot of stuff during the pandemic. He did a lot of videos that were really funny. And the next guy, Cinemassacre, Angry Video Game Nerd. I love Angry Video Game Nerd. Been watching him for years. He makes funny videos about video games. And I'll just show you one more. There we go. The Linking Slinkies Podcast.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Yeah, I think they're around. I'd say about top 13 podcasts in Australia for comedy.
Yeah,
give or take.
Surely 12 by now.
Not yet. But basically,
episode 14.
Yeah. Oh, and Bald and Bankrupt. He's awesome. He just does vlogs around Russia. Really interesting guy. But all of my YouTube is basically stand-up, podcasts, and music. That's all I watch and listen to mainly.
I love it.
So I hope that was super interesting to everyone listening. But check us out on. We slowly started doing video on YouTube. If everyone listening that's not familiar.
Yeah, because people are like, if you want to know what we look like, you want to waste an hour of your life looking at us.
I want to figure out how to do the live filters to get my fugly mug off there.
All right, you ready?
I am peppering my Angus. I want to see yours. How different. Right, I just want to show how different we actually are.
Yeah, it's amazing that we get along so well.
Yeah, fuck you.
Like we have nothing in common, but we find shit to talk about for the last 29 years.
That's what I find interesting. I don't want, as much as I want to talk to someone about Metallica and podcasts that I'm already familiar with, I want to talk about new things, different things. And yeah, I bet you one of yours is going to be country music.
100%. All right, I'm going to take you through the ones I'll take you through the main ones. I'm not going to go through every single one.
That'd be boring.
Okay. That would be boring.
All right, see that? Here we go. Okay. All right. I want you to describe. Okay. I want you to describe in detail each of your videos. All right.
Okay. All right. So for one, we knew this would be here. ASMR. I mean, come on, the best thing in the world. So I have this. I spend a lot of time behind the computer. So I have music on, or ASMR if I'm really stressed, or really that's it. Oh, sometimes I'll I used to put the sport on a bit, like when the cricket's on. I'll watch the cricket while I'm at work. Anyway, so I got ASMR. One? So this girl, she uses her family and she does it like on them. And I've been finding that lately that having someone actually real there has been getting some more tingles. Okay. So I've been watching that. But this is just like a this is just like a virtual, like a role play kind of thing. So you're the camera, she's just there following with the camera, and you think that she's giving you a eyesight test.
Okay. Yeah.
You know? So give me,
sorry, just back on that. So she's doing, read the video title out for everyone.
Cardiac exam, EKG monitoring, peripheral vision test, cranial exam. So effectively she's checking your EKG, like your heart and stuff like that. Peripheral vision, so she's checking your eyes, and cranial nerve, like checking your face and brain and stuff like that.
So what does that sound like for an ASMR?
Oh, she just like, I don't know, she's like, I'm just going to shine this light in your face and touch your face and stuff like that. And it's just, her voice is very peaceful.
Okay. All right.
Just calming, like a warm bath.
A warm bath. All right.
Yeah. I haven't really listened to this guy much, so I don't know why he's there. I get like a lot of newish music just pops up too. Like I've listened to this guy before.
Who is it? Read it out.
Noah Kahan. Kahan. I don't even know his name, to be honest. But yeah, he had like this really good song on acoustic guitar that I listened to, and now his videos just pop up.
Okay.
So there's nothing too crazy there. This third one, Friendly Geordie. So a good mate.
Oh,
good mate of mine,
yeah.
Cole. We have different political views, which is fine, and I'm open to listening to them both.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. So he sends me these, and I, send him Logic, and that's kind of how we live our life. But I don't mind this. I think this guy's funny, and he has really good points.
Yeah. He's
and yeah, I think what he does is really good. I just think there's also some other people that are having a crack and doing things really well that he's missing as well. But there's two sides to every story, and I listen to them both. Right. And then I make my own decision, and that's what makes me better than Cole. Then we have some Viking. I was really into Viking music this week.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been like listening to that. So yeah, I've got some Vikings there.
Is it like heavy or is it like folk?
Yeah, like that inspiring sort of music. Starts off slow, that kind of.
Okay.
Then we got these ASMR Chinese acupoints on here. So she's given her sister a massage, and this girl, her voice is unreal for being sleepy. Her mic setup is really good. You could learn something from that, Al, because your mic's just not set up properly, man. Machine Gun Kelly, we love it. I actually haven't listened to that, so I'm going to chuck that up there for later.
Did you hear what Machine Gun Kelly said about Slipknot?
No.
So it's a big thing in the metal community at the moment that Machine Gun Kelly got on stage. So he had a bit of a disagreement with Corey Taylor, the lead singer of Slipknot, and he got on stage and he said, "You know what? I'm really glad I'm not a 50-year-old man with a mask on my face." But have you seen what Machine Gun Kelly wears? It's not exactly much better, mate. Yeah. And everyone was ripping into him. Basically, it was just making fun of Slipknot, but it's stupid.
I actually don't. I like his music, but he just seems like a bit of a dick.
He seems like a winger. He's a good musician. Yeah. He can rap. He can play guitar and sing okay. He's a good musician, but he seems like a fucking wanker.
He just one of those blokes that would just complain about everything. And then if you did it back to him, he would just cry.
Yeah. Or go tell his mum or something.
Point North, they're around the same time, I think, that Blink-182, I think. These guys are newer, but very similar to sort of Blink-182. So I've been listening to a bit of that. Then we have the news, the breaking news. We have some Netflix trailers, Linking Slinkies podcast, of course. Some more ASMR, and then we get down to the good bits. So
give us some of the good ones.
Country music. Sam Hunt, 23.
Sam Hunt,
23. This guy's probably my favorite, Alex Melton. So he does covers of songs as if it's so like he does some really good pretends to be Blink-182, but sings like Journey and all these old songs.
If or blah 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 was written by blah blah blah. Yeah. Yep.
It's really bloody clever. Like even the filming, like I think was in lockdown. So that's when he started. And he just like has his studio. And so like he would film himself and just change his hat or his shirt and be an entire band. He'll mash songs together. He'll turn like a punk rock song into a country song or vice versa. Unreal. I love it. Other than that, we got some movie trailers.
More ASMR.
Real
ASMR. Person ear exam.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? My YouTube isn't very exciting today, is it?
Nah.
I think
that's all right. I think we get the point.
It's a lot of sleepy music stuff. Yeah.
Music.
It's a lot of sleepy stuff.
Nice. Well, I hope everyone found that as interesting as I did. Listening to that. Look at this video. This video.
I think we peaked with the article. We probably should have stopped there.
Yeah, should have stopped there. Should we make the podcast artwork of that?
Like what?
I'll figure something out.
Oh, brilliant article. I reckon we try and find another article next week.
Yeah. Okay. We can top that article. Weird,
I used to really love that show, Embarrassing Bodies.
Oh, yeah.
Late at night. Like,
yeah.
So good. So good.
Yep. All right. See if we can top that.
We were worried we wouldn't make it this long, so we better wrap it up.
Better and better, mate. Better wrap it up.
Run a roll.
Yeah, send us an email at hr@linkingslinkies.co or linkingslinkies@gmail.com, or hit us up on our social media, or do whatever you want. I don't really care.
Fair enough.
And as always, never
forget
to
fix your own slinky.
Good night.